Hello, Crystal Katsuna here. Today we are resuming our game of Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Where we last left off, we were in the pumpkin zone, and we were getting ready to fight the witch. So, let me just click on this booper duper, and we'll get started. Remember what the keys are? Okay. Nope. I think it like automatically reverts back to the way that I don't want it. Or something. Nostalgia is setting in. I don't want to do that. Obviously. Dang it. I wish I could use the freaking controller for this. Crisis averted. This game is annoying on so many levels. You don't have the correct controller. I'm using the keyboard, by the way. Like, it's the Z key to jump and the X key to do like the super speed. Okay, then we get into where the witch is. Move that out of the way. Bam. She's like one of the easiest ones to kill. Because you just have to avoid the pots that you put the fire under. And dead. 2 minutes into the game and we already just killed the witch. And the coin comes out of the middle pot. And we missed the Sea World, which is right underneath the Mario World, which we'll get to because that's another one that's kind of hard-ish. Because you have to watch out for fish and stuff. Okay, so let's go into this one. Macro zone, which makes it less tiny. I also don't like this one because of the goddamn ants. But I remember this game is so nostalgic. I remember playing this game all the time and like being really bad at it. I probably mentioned to you guys that, like, I would have my cousin try and do the level with the alien at the end. Even though he didn't own the game. He did have, like, an NES and a Super NES. I didn't have those growing up, but he did. And so he knew Mario games, obviously. He also knew Street Fighter games, and it was funny. I have this really funny story about my cousin and I. I went and stayed over at my cousin's and my uncle's house, and I had 2 cousins at the time. I didn't get my step cousin until he remarried, but I'm not getting into all that stuff. But he was having some. He and I were the only 2 that were there, you know, aside from my uncle. My other cousin, who was a girl and like 2 years older than us, she was off at a friend's house or something. So it was just me and my cousin, male cousin, 6 months older than me, but still old, you know, same age, basically. But he was bored and he was all like, play Street Fighter with me, play Street Fighter with me, and I'm like, I don't know how to play Street Fighter. It's like, and he was betting on that. He was hoping that, like, I would be so terrible at the game that he could just beat me, right? And again, I still don't know to this day how to play any Street Fighter game whatsoever. So, but he was like, kept egging me on, and it was like, and he was all like, play Street Fighter with me, and I'm like, fine, I'll play fucking well, not fucking, but I'll play Street Fighter with you if it will shut you up, basically. And so then he gave me the controller, and he's all like, okay, this is how you move, and this is how you fight, and everything like that. So he at least taught me, like, the basics of the game, so he didn't, like, throw me in blind. And so I'm like, okay, fine, let's get it over with, or whatever. And so he, like, he started the game, and we started playing, and he was, like, doing all these combo moves, and, you know, everything, like, Street Fighter is basically just combo moves and stuff. So, I mean, like, he was doing all these, like, special moves and everything like that, and I was just like, the first, like, couple of, you know, games, he won, because, you know, he sat there for hours on end, and, you know, studied the patterns and all that kind of crap. So, I mean, he was essentially a much better player than I was, and he was kind of, like, gloating about it, and I'm like, I think it was, like, we're, like, 7 or 8 or something like that. We weren't that old. We were younger than 10, so probably, like, 8, 9 or something like that. But still, we were, like, playing the game, and he was, like, gloating because he was winning, and it was, like, kind of like an empty victory, because I didn't know how to play. So, but then, finally, I was, like, getting into it, you know, because it was pretty fun, and then I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna, like, try to take this seriously, but, you know, I'm a kid, and I have, you know, thoughts about being devious, so I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. So I, like, was just button mashing, and I still had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I was button mashing, and I was button mashing, and I beat him, and he was like, not flummoxed or flabbergasted or anything, he was just kind of pissed off. I mean, he didn't want to play anymore, because he was all like, if I could win or beat him by just, if I could beat him by just button mashing, then he didn't want to play with me anymore. But of course he's like a young boy, so of course he's gonna have, like, he's gonna have that pouty, like, oh, if you can't play it right or whatever, then don't play with me at all kind of, you know, garbage. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't really want to play anyway, remember? But I just was like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna start button mashing, and damn it. And he didn't like that, so. But, I mean, it didn't exactly go like that, you know, like, I didn't say the dialogue that I did, like, oh, well, I'm gonna start making, you know, doing serious stuff. I didn't, like, talk like that when I was, like, 6 or 7 years old, or 8, or however old I was. I didn't talk like that, but in my mindset, I was kind of like, I don't really want to play, so I'm going to, like, just mash buttons until something happens. And what ended up happening was me beating him. Just like I said, pissed him off, and he didn't want to play anymore. Typical boy fashion, but whatever. I'm like, I didn't want to play this game in the first place, if you recall. But the only other game that I played with him was... Actually, I don't think... After that, I didn't play with any other games with him because... I guess he learned his lesson or something? I guess, I don't know. But I did watch my, cousin play Mario. He played, one of the Super NES versions. I don't remember which one it was, because it was so long ago, but it was whichever one tells you like it tells you. What am I supposed? Oh, okay, I was gonna say like how the fuck do I get over there? I know there's like a. There it is. You actually need this to help you get up the chimney. Like, I didn't like really understand what this stuff was until like just recently. I'm like, oh, it's a chimney. But no, back to the story. They were playing whatever Nintendo Mario game thing that had where you had to like listen for sound cues or something in order to get through a certain point of the game. I don't remember. It's like I watched them when they were doing one of the dungeons of Bowser's castles and stuff like that. So, which could be anyone because a lot of those Mario games have Bowser levels in it, so it doesn't really narrow it down much. But aside from that, the game is starting to lag a little bit. There we go. Like, this is like ridiculous. It's like these games are like purposely pissing me off. I mean, I was playing Where in the World or Where in the USA is Carmen San Diego, and the whole game froze, which it had never done before. Like, never. And now all of a sudden it froze. And this game was getting like really slow there for a second. I was afraid that it was gonna do something stupid. Get him on the next one. Bam! And that level completed. We're going through all these. I mean, I was kind of like getting slow with the other levels. We have 3 more areas to go. We got the one down here, which is the sea level. We have the space level, and then we have the tree. I'm gonna leave the space one for last, definitely. But I'm gonna leave this particular episode here because I don't want to do too much per episode. I want to kind of like do a couple things, you know, because it's semi-short game if you know what you're doing. It's probably going to take a lot more time to do Wario's level, which is kind of weird because it's like, as far as I know, this is like the only game that, correct me if I'm wrong, because I have no idea what goes on in the later universes of Mario, for like GameCube and Wii and all that kind of stuff. But normally, with all the other games that Mario was in, it's always Bowser. That's why I said Bowser just now, because even with I think the very first Nintendo Game Boy game that that came before this game. It's actually Super Mario World 1, the first one, for Game Boy. I think may have been Bowser. It wouldn't have been Wario. But, again, correct me if I'm wrong. But this game, you're fighting to get the coins to go into Wario's castle. So they're introducing Wario as a person for this franchise, I guess, because he's not in any of the other NES games, because I have emulators for those too, and he's not in any of those games. It's always just Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, and So Wario didn't come in until this game. Um, you don't see Peach in this game. You don't see Luigi in this game. It's just Mario and Wario. I think like at the end you may see Peach, but I don't think you see Luigi. So for me, this franchise, I mean, this is the only game that I grew up with from this franchise. So Mario and Wario were the only two that I knew, essentially. Later on, I got a Wario game, which was Super Mario Land 3, but cause I think that's what they accredit it as, but it's actually Wario Land, and then he had a sequel. But I had that one, and I was playing through it, and it's similar to Mario. You know, he has hats that he can put on and do different things and everything. And there's one level in there that I hate because it moves the screen along. It's like quicksand or something like that that moves across the screen, and you have to avoid it, and you have to break through blocks and things like that with a charge attack and everything. So yeah, I mean, this is the first Mario game that I ever played. Later on, when I was older, I got an NES, like 20 years after it was out, basically. Actually maybe like 15 years after it had been out. But I was like playing it, and I got to play like the original Mario Brothers that came with Duck Hunt. I got to play with Super Mario 2 and 3, and then I got to play some like Super Nintendo emulators and things like that. So I got to play, more of the franchise. But after those games, I didn't get it, and I had Mario 64 later on, and then I realized that there's more characters and things like that. So, yeah. But I didn't get a Wii. I didn't get a GameCube or anything like that. So I didn't get to play with like Mario Sunshine or Mario Galaxy or whatever, the Galaxy games and things like that. So I didn't get to play any of those. I mean, I would have been horrible at them anyway. I mean, I saw the Game Grumps play those, and I'm like, no. I probably wouldn't even get past the first a level of any of them. Mario 64 was like the most challenging one. I mean, like even the easier levels were challenging, so doing Mario Galaxy would be like... Okay, so I talked way too much. Spent 2 minutes talking, just bullshit. So I'm going to leave this video here. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like and share with your friends. And also follow me on Twitter. That will help out a lot. I got 6 followers, but that's from friends and things like that. So it's not people who are following me from the channel yet. So I'd like to see that happening pretty soon. Merch, if you want a shirt or bag or whatever, links in the description. So be sure to do all that, and I will see everybody next time. Bye-bye.